there, and welcome everyone to today's session about studying medicine in Germany and Europe. My name is Gisa, and I hold an MSc in Higher Education and Science Management. I'm specialized in the German and European higher education sector since over 15 years, and I'm a senior expert in the YUF team that brings this presentation to you today. And I'm based in Berlin, Germany. Quite gray skies and very cold. And I'm very happy to talk to you today. So, a few organizational points. This presentation has three parts. The first part is about the YUF, Your Unifinder tool. That is one feature of the assisted mobile app. You got the link to download it. Maybe Tech Team, you can also put the link into the chat. So I'm going to introduce you a little bit to that. Then I'm going to focus in the second part on really studying medicine in Germany and Europe. And the third part will be about the assisted mobile app and its fantastic possibility and horizons it opens for you in general. So after that, you will have the opportunity to ask questions. We're going to open a Q&A session, and we are going to close after 55 minutes today. So I'll begin my talk right away. And my first task is to convince you that it's a very good idea to study in Europe with the help of your Unifinder. Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, and some other countries, unlike other European countries, do not distinguish between local and international students when it comes to education and tuition fees. Countries like Germany, Switzerland, and Austria, but also Italy, offer scholarships to students based on their financial background as well as their educational acumen. There are hundreds of different types of scholarships available with most institutions. Let's move to Germany. We have low or no tuition fees for international students, also not for domestic students, by the way. Hundreds of top-ranked universities, affordable living costs, and lots of study programs taught in English. Great job opportunities for international students and graduates, and very high chances of settling after completing your education. We offer internationally recognized degrees and travel to all of Europe on a student visa once you get to Germany. We are right in the middle of Europe, so this is really a good opportunity. And you can become part of a diverse community. Let's move to our neighboring countries, Austria and Switzerland. First, Austria, that offers highly specialized study programs in English language to international students. The quality of life is really high in Austria, with a high level of social security and universities that promote student participation in fantastic sports and recreational activities. It's known to be one of the most livable countries in Europe, and it's quite an affordable study destination and maybe internationally not that well known as an international study destination. That's why we are mentioning it here. The same is valid for Switzerland, which is known as one of the safest countries in the world and offers excellent study programs at affordable costs to international students. The living costs in Switzerland are considerably higher, though, than in Austria and in Germany. Sharing its borders with 5 other countries, Switzerland is a traveler's paradise. Swiss scientists are held in high demand all over the world. The country has a penchant for efficiency, which is well reflected in its transportation and all public access systems. The geography is as diverse as the people in this country. There are 4 native languages in Switzerland spoken, so in itself, it's quite an international place, I'd say. But we know that no matter which country you choose for your study abroad stay, you face many challenges. Like, how can I find the right program for me? And where and how do I submit my applications? What are all these documents required? And where do I get my attestations done that are required for the documents? And then what are the next steps to take before I can start to study abroad? And what kind of questions will I be asked once I get to the visa interview? And all questions the like. We can assist you. Who we are? We are a professional recruitment and higher education consulting team with years of experience in recruitment for the European and worldwide higher education sector. We have experience not just in recruitments, but also visa processing, accommodation assistance, and scholarship assistance. We are committed to providing you assistance from start to end in every aspect of your university admission. The application submission, the coordination of the process with the university, visa support, accommodation, projects during your studies, even that, and more. So, how does YUF do that? We developed for you what we call the perfect triangle: predict, support, succeed. We predict the admission probability with our unique artificial intelligence based app Assisted, relying on data from previously admitted students in 500 plus universities. We support you with personal guidance by our expert team through the jungle of application to universities that offer scholarships and free education. Succeed and enroll in one of Europe's excellent academic environments and benefit from high quality higher education with accredited world class universities, top quality living conditions, and very positive prospects for your future career and life. So, let me explain a little bit more about the perfect triangle to you. The first step, the prediction. This is really the core element of what we develop for you. We take information from past data in our vast database and compare your academic profile that you type in when you register for the assisted mobile app, and compare your profile with the variables to find a match which helps us predict your admission chances with ease. YUF structures the available information for you in very clear lists where you can easily get an overview, compare, mark, and manage your favorite options. And always directly ask us to assist you with your application. We are just one fingertip away. In a second step, we suggest options to you with a high individual chance of admission to a university that exactly matches your profile. No other platform or agency is able to offer this service to you. Then, how do we support you? Our AI powered system ensures that you find the probability of admission to your chosen universities with minimum efforts. You get access to our panel of assisted experts who provide end to end support for all your application activities. You don't miss out on important deadlines, information, or know how relevant to your admission process. And then you succeed, I'm sure. You get admission to one of your top choice universities, get assistance on visa support activities like visa submission documents, interview questions, and so on. And we assist you in getting all of the information you need on accommodation facilities in the host country. And it doesn't stop there. We even help you to find quality projects and internship opportunity with top institutions and companies in Europe. How we do this? I'll explain this later in the third part when we go to all the different features of the assisted mobile app. If you like, you can become part of our network once you are admitted. You consult fellow students about your key to success and keep in touch with us and become part of the community. It sounds great, doesn't it? So here's my summary to the YUF procedure. You download the assisted mobile app, click on YUF, and then begin your search. Choose your country, choose your courses, and we predict your admission probability to these courses. Then you can take the decision to apply via YUF or to leave the system and apply on your own, with the high risk of maybe missing out a deadline or one single important document or something like that. So I'd rather take our help and guidance and make sure that I can really start at a German European university where I can really have the study success and can get the admission easily. So we help you with your application once you decide to go for the process with YUF, and we accompany you until you get admission. And then it's an opt in, opt out option. You can opt for our service to prepare your study visa, and you can opt in and opt out for our service to accommodation in the host country. And then Last but not least, you can become part of our student network. Okay, just a little bit of coffee. And brace yourselves for the study medicine in Europe part. So, first of all, a little bit about the challenging study program of management of medicine and the requirements you should bring with you as a person. What makes a good doctor? There are certain key qualities that make a good medical student and ultimately a good medical doctor. If you're deciding on medicine, it helps if you possess the following traits: academic excellence, strong scientific ability, commitment and tenacity, organizational skills, people skills like empathy, communication skills, the ability to work in a team, if you have leadership potential, if you're good in stress management, and if you have the strong desire to learn and study here, now, and in the future. And then you could think, oh, yeah, all of that or most of the points apply to me. I could be a good candidate. So, why should you then decide to study medicine in Europe? In general, you find world recognized degrees which will open to you a variety of career opportunities either in your home country or in other countries. The universities are approved by the major organizations like WHO and enlisted with the General Medical Council. The admission process is quite a challenge, to be honest, but can be managed hassle free as there is an abundance of options, especially in Eastern Europe. Very often there are no entrance exams. European modern medical facilities use top notch technology, rich libraries, fully equipped laboratories. Medical universities have a large number of affiliated hospitals, which gives extensive exposure and experience for the students. A key factor, actually, I believe, in medical education. Why studying medicine in Europe in comparison to the costs? Tuition fees in most European countries, especially in those of the East, are significantly lower than, for example, in the UK or the US. For example, you can find a medical university in Ukraine that charges 3,000 euros per year, or one that will cost you 6,000 per year in Romania. The cost of living in these European states are affordable, especially in countries from the East, where your living expenses hardly ever exceed 500 to 600 euros per month, while they are up to 900 euros in Germany. The courses prepare the students to clear the competitive exams like the NEXT in India, the USMLE in the US, and many more. Numerous options are available for postgraduate or clinical residency programs. So I think that's quite positive perspectives. Concerning pre-med or foundation programs, there are various preparatory programs that will enhance your chances to get into a medical school. Med schools are famous for being competitive and only accepting the best, so you'll want to be well prepared. This is what we recommend. Small classes that guarantee personal attention. Courses prepare students for all the medical schools in Europe. And the programs are designed to fit the demands of medical faculties in the respective countries and therefore include a large amount of academic material that will help students in their first preclinical years of school. A meticulous and high level of didactic instruction is also guaranteed with the medical programs or the foundation programs that we have on offer. Now, a little bit more about the entry requirements for studying medicine in Europe. Entry requirements will always vary according to the university. The most common admission requirements for study medicine in Europe are a high school diploma or the equivalent certificate in your country's high school system, satisfactory grades in chemistry and biology and or physics and maths, a simple online interview to check your motivation for choosing medicine as your vocation. You must have a passport, and admission fees that can range from 20 euros to 200 euros and below. Some universities require entry fees upon acceptance to make sure that the spots will be taken. So I don't want to read out all of these universities to you. You can find the slides later on our website, I believe. What's important is to realize that if you go to the official university rankings, you're not going to find all of these universities, but these universities offer excellent medical education for international students. Um, you can find them in Hamburg and Berlin in Germany, and many places in the Czech Republic, in Slovenia, Slovakia, Hungary, Italy, Lithuania, Latvia, Poland, and Croatia. So all of them spots that you might not have considered to study at before, but that's definitely worth a second look and a second try in our system to compare the options, to compare the tuition fees, and so on. Now for Germany, facts to find your way. In Germany, medical education will mostly be taught in German. If it is taught in German, it will in most cases be free of tuition fees. Be prepared to visit the Studienkolleg, the 1 year preparatory course for starting to study. Medical education in Germany, if taught in English, there will be tuition fees. If you want to study medicine in Europe in English, please carefully browse the offers, especially in Eastern European countries. There are a lot of programs on offer with quite affordable tuition fees. Be prepared to look left and right also for suitable study programs to broaden your options. Pharmacy could be an option, biotechnology, biochemistry. So if you broaden this, your chances of admission, of course, get higher, and your possibility to work in a medical field or in research are also very, very positive. Okay, now we're getting started with the last part, and I'm going to introduce you to all of the features of our fantastic assisted mobile app, and explain to you how to manage the study program of your choice in Europe. So I hope most of you were able to download the app, the world's #1 mobile app for international higher education in Europe. A lot more, as you will see now, than just another student app. This app connects students, experts, and universities. Students are looking to study overseas for their higher education can use the app for searching and applying to top universities, getting virtual counseling, participate in discussion forums, get information and support for visa processing, projects, accommodation, and so on. Educational experts can get access to an active student community and guide them for their higher education needs. They can even conduct online counseling and events to promote their services or participate in forum discussions and more. Educators can register their universities here and promote their study programs to a diversified student community. They post news and events on upcoming programs or new accreditations received to attract more students to the institute, and even more via the assisted mobile app. So the process flow is quite easy. You download the app. Unfortunately, we have some challenges with the iOS system. So for the moment, you can download it on Android. And then you create your profile, an attractive academic profile, of course, a truthful one, with all your information that will supplement your search and enable us to find the best matching study program for you. With the search options, you can browse through the wide range of study options. Then join virtual events, read up on news and articles, search for good housing options, and of course, share the app with your peers if you like. The very special feature, and maybe the highest value added next to the application matching, is our search engine. You can get details on study programs, intake periods, scholarship options, and more. And you can filter your search based on country, study programs, tuition fees, but also, for example, language requirements. The good thing is, if you're confused between two or more schools, you can simply use the compare feature to evaluate them on different parameters to choose the best. and the university details will contain everything you would like to have. But if you ever try to compare two study offers, for example, between Austria, Italy, and maybe also Germany, you will find out you have national websites, national guidance systems. Every university website is structured in a different way. It's all very confusing and very difficult to find your way through this jungle and then really to compare in order to find out what is the best option for you. How should I apply and so on. And we did all the work to compile this, put it in a very clear and transparent system so that you see your options on one view and compare them easily and make sure that you don't miss out on any option that you might have and that may shape your future career and life. Yeah, you can simply explore events, housing and accommodation, projects and internships, which is very special because we are connected to Europe's #1 internship portal Praxis. And once you get admission to the study program, you can find internships, placements, projects via this portal. Also in the medical field, but also if you're like in general interested to study in Europe, natural sciences, engineering, and so on, you can find projects there that will be of very, very high quality and you don't need to search on your own. Of course, there's also always the possibility to contact an agent near you personally if you need more personal support. Didn't want to forget to mention this. So this is purely online because with the drastic increase in online services, it's now essential, we believe, to have virtual options for communication in higher education. With the assisted expert feature, you get the opportunity to connect with an international education expert with years of experience and knowledge in the European higher education sector, who can guide you in each and every aspect of your European university admission process. So some statistics. This graph shows a pictorial representation of the regions where students go to study abroad and where the most top-ranked universities are located. As you can see, Europe is first, with more and more universities in Europe being presented in the assisted mobile app. The university pool is growing wider in terms of location and programs, giving you really almost unlimited selection potential. It's just fantastic. An important question that students always ask is about scholarships. So if you download the assisted mobile app and register and apply to your university via the app, there's also the question of scholarships. Scholarships in the form of full or partial tuition fee waivers are the most common international scholarships offered by university and are usually in the academic category. Tuition fee scholarships are the next best thing to fully funded scholarships, in a sense that a good portion of your study cost is already covered. With the assisted mobile app, you can browse through a wide range of scholarship options available for different countries and locate the option that best suits your profile. Additionally, you can choose to talk to our assisted experts who are fully equipped to guide you through the procedures. Just a small remark, the scholarship search is not based on an AI algorithm yet. So it is really a peer-to-peer consultation because many scholarships depend on so many different factors, whether you are eligible or not, that we decided, okay, we're going to do this part of the work personally in order to find tailor-made offers and solutions for all of you. For the accommodation, just a few words. It's a magic triangle again. The accommodation providers post their offerings. You, as students, look at them, whether you like them or not, whether you could imagine living there. And you also can always talk to experts. This is the third corner of the triangle. If you're not sure whether this is suitable, this is too far away from the university, this is directed near the wrong campus, and you're going to study elsewhere, our experts know the answers to all of these questions. So you can find unlimited housing options right at your fingertips, and accommodation is always an issue if you go and study abroad. We also offer you visa support, whether for higher education or internships. The Assisted mobile app offers services to support all your visa related requirements from A to Z. Get all the information from visa procedures to documents, interviews, and more. Talk to our experts virtually and get step by step assistance. Like, which type of visa do I need? Often it's not really very clearly mentioned in the admission documents of the university. How should I apply? Where do I need to apply actually? And what are the documents needed? And how can I crack the visa interview? And which kind of insurance do I need? Because there are many, many, many different and misinformations out there to how much insurance you need, what should be insured, and so on. So we know it all, I'd say, and can really guide you through this. Now I'm going to close the circle back to the feature of the Assisted mobile app that I presented to you in the beginning. Your YUF, your Unifinder, offers an artificial intelligence powered system that ensures that you do not wonder about the possibilities of admission, but get a definite picture as to which specific universities you are eligible and how you can proceed with the admission process. Predict, we analyze the data of next to 500 plus higher education institutions to predict to which universities you are likely to be admitted with your personal qualification record. We support you throughout the application process and make sure that your application reaches the university of your choice with ease. Then succeed and with YUF enroll in one of Europe's excellent academic environments and benefit from high quality higher education, living conditions, and very positive prospects on your future career and life. I hope you find your way. This is where you can find us if you have, for example, an iOS smartphone. You will not be able to download the app yet. It's a question of some weeks, I guess. We are working on it. And you can also find us on, yourunifinder.com. Now, thank you very much. I can just cordially invite you again to download the app. And now we'll have a lot of time to answer all of your questions, even if they are not exactly related to studying medicine in Europe. I can give you answers, hopefully, to a lot of different procedures. Do I have programs for fellowship programs in Germany? Um, well, you could have, but you mean scholarship options, Agatha, right? For students who start from scratch, so from the very beginning with the Studienkolleg and then enter into the regular first degree, it is quite challenging, I must admit, to find scholarship options. It is easier for postgraduates. Maybe with the help of our experts, we can identify one or two programs, but that will be very, very demanding then, and there will be a very high demand. So if you seek to study a bachelor degree, I think you should have your finances ready by yourselves. What is the procedure for getting a license after studying medicine, Priya? Thank you very much for your questions. Well, it depends on the country where you want to practice, right? Like if you study medicine in Germany and graduate from studying medicine in Germany, you can practice in Germany. And in most of the other European countries, you might be required to do one or two small exams or like a recognition procedure. But in general, the degree is portable within Europe. Depending on your home country, if you would like to type in your home country, maybe also my tech team can give advices. I think there are some countries that have national entrance exams for medical doctors, for example, Iran, India, but also the US. So it really depends a bit. Do European universities has a master program on different specializations after medicine? Um, yes and no. In Germany, for example, and I'm quite sure that for Austria and Switzerland it is the same system. Um, you have an extra training to become a specialized doctor, medical doctor. So you do your regular studies, including the practical year, and then you enter into a doctoral training to become ophthalmologist or surgery or whatever. Um, so this takes another 2, 3 years, but this is not, you're not enrolled as a university student. You will be working at a clinic, at a hospital in Germany and training on the job. And there will be an exam at the end. But you will gain money doing that. And then you'll be licensed for the specialization. You don't have to make a specialization. Oh, sorry. Can we go back to the last question? Okay. Is there any entrance exam for medicine program? If yes, what will be the syllabus? Michael, that's a very good question, a very relevant question. Um, you would have to browse the universities via our tool in order to find that out. There are universities that have entrance examinations. For example, I think in Italy, there are universities that once you're admitted, you don't need an entrance examination, like, for example, in Germany, and I believe, for example, also in the Eastern European states, in the Baltic states. And it can also vary from university to university in the country. So, for example, in Austria, you will find, or Germany, you will find public institutions that do not have entrance exams. Um, Sometimes you find private institutions that do have entrance exams. So it depends. What will be the syllabus is a really difficult question for me. I think it's good to do a research about preparatory program and maybe try to participate in a preparatory program in order to get in. That absolutely makes sense. Maybe even some universities by now switch to online preparatory programs. It could well be. Okay, Deepa, thanks very much for your questions. The options available to do MD in cardiology in Italy. I didn't learn the whole database that we have by heart, but if you select or if you download the app and select Italy and select the field of study, you should be able to find quite a few options. You see, I can't tell you now from scratch. I believe that in Rome and Bologna and Milano it's possible, but I wouldn't know at which university. Will I be able to practice in other countries if I do masters in medicine in Italy? Principally, yes. As I said, it depends not on the Italian degree. It depends on the country where you're going to or where you're going back to. If they, for example, with Masters of Medicine in Italy, you can practice in Germany, but you might not be able to practice, for example, in Iran or in Pakistan without another national exam. Egypt, I think, also has another national exam. It is definitely free for international students in Austria, Switzerland, and Germany if you study in German. If you need a program that is taught in English, it will always cost something because this is offered by private institutions. But the public institutions that teach medicine in German do not charge any fees. But the share of students that are accepted to these schools is also not very big. Um, and the pressure and the competition for international students to get admitted is quite high. For example, in Germany, you have for every 100 spots, you have 8 international students that are admitted to medicine. From which years onwards students get, sorry, tech team, yeah, thank you. From which year onwards students get to go for clinical training for practical experience? Mm, the first clinical training is in the third year of study in Germany, for example, and also in the Austrian curriculum. So that's quite early. Hey Quinn, after completing the medicine studies, can I work as a doctor in the European Union? Yes, you can. And doctors are desperately needed in the European Union. Will be quite easy to find a job at the hospital. You wouldn't from the beginning be able to practice as like a private doctor. The way is to practice in a hospital or with another doctor first, because you need a certain residency permit in order to open up, for example, your own clinic. But you can always work in hospitals. Will the qualified degree on medicine be eligible to the specialization cardio, nephro, euro, ortho, and so on? If yes, which universities provide master in this specialization? I can speak for the German-speaking countries, as I don't know exactly the structures for France, for example, and Italy. But in Germany, as I just explained, you graduate with the MD after 5 years of study, if everything goes well, sometimes a little bit longer. And then you start working in a hospital, and on the job, you do the training, this so called Facharztausbildung. You can already practice to say that at a German clinic or hospital. And then there is, I believe, this Facharztausbildung, this training to be a medical specialist in one of the fields you mentioned, and also all the other fields, is 2 to 3 years. But you earn money during that time. You can also, I know people who have done this successfully. You can also come just to do this Facharztausbildung, this professional training in Germany, if you graduated from other schools, for example, from the Middle East or so. You can apply directly to hospitals to do this training. Then you would really have to be a graduated medical doctor from your home country or any other country and get the specialization. Vincent, do I get license after completing my course? Um, as I said, it depends a little bit on where you want to practice. So in Germany, there is no system to have a license before you practice the state examination. By finishing the state examinations, you are qualified and able to practice as a doctor without a further license process. If you want to open up your own medical clinic, then you need a license, but that's not for working, that's just for the clinic itself. Um, as I said, other countries, actually quite a few countries in the world, require a license, like a national entrance exam or health care exam or something like that. And we mentioned a few in the presentation. For example, India, but I think also Iran, Pakistan, the US. There you would have to do another test. Hey Denver, is it mandatory for us to have passed TOEFL or IELTS in order to enroll on a study program that is taught entirely in English? Well, I think it depends on the university. Maybe Tech Team, if we think about, because I don't know by heart, if we think about the offers in Eastern Europe, I believe there are English requirements, of course, because you would want to study with other students who also know English, but it might not be confined to TOEFL and IELTS. So, Tech Team, if you know the answer, would be great if you could type it into the chat to Denver. Otherwise, dear Denver, you'd have to just write us an email or try to do this research yourself in the app. Do you need a lot of money to finance your stay in Germany? Well, the official figure of what a student needs to live in Germany is 860 euros per month. And I recommend a little bit more because imagine your fridge is broken or have to travel somewhere and you need the transportation cost, you need to come by plane and so on. So the basic need of living is 860 euros. Students can work while they study in Germany. International students can work up to 10 hours a week. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this if you're a medical student because medical students, up to my experience, don't have time to work. There's no time. There's a very, very strict curriculum. There are a lot of things to memorize. Language is an issue. All of these things are an issue. So, studying medicine in Germany really requires a lot of concentration to get through the exams. And people are usually busy with that. So, please do not calculate to have a very big student job, like 10 hours a week. Um, because it's not going to be realistic that you graduate in time then. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you like, I'll be here for another couple of minutes. You can ask your questions. We'll still be available. And at the end of the session, if we now realize after 5 minutes or so that there are no more questions, we're going to play another nice video at the end of the session. And yeah, I wish you good luck. All best for your path. I hope we can be of help with our app that we developed especially for you in order to smoothen your way to Europe. And yeah, thank you very much again and a nice day for you. But as I said, I'll be here for another couple of minutes and I'll answer your questions right away if you type in more.